slide 4. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that because on this one, it's going to ask you to decide what the missing number is. And the only way you can do that is if you have an understanding of the number line. And so if I know that +1 is over here and -1 is over here, what's halfway between +1 and -1?
0.
0. So this would be 0. So then what's halfway between 0 and 1?
2.
No, it's after 0, but before 1. So now we're not thinking about, because 1 is a whole number. So we're not thinking about whole numbers.
Oh.
It could be a fraction, it could be a decimal, or it could be a percent.
80%.
You said what?
50%.
50%?
Yeah.
That's what I would put. Either 50%, or if you turn that 50% to a decimal, it could be 5/10. Or if you wanted to write it as a fraction, it would be 1/2. So either one of those 3 answers would have worked. But probably the one that's the most difficult would be these right here, where you have 0, and then to the left of 0, we're going to have what type of numbers?
Negative.
Negative. Okay, so I see -80% here. So I know that this is -80%, this is 0. You can choose a scale or a matter of how you count the distance between 0 and -80%, however you need to make it even. Since this is directly on this line, I can probably count it as 20, 40, 60, 80 if I wanted to keep it as percent. If I wanted to turn this percent to a decimal, then this will be 8/10. So it's still less than -1. So this could be 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10. So whatever you choose to write it as, and if you wanted to write it as a fraction, I'm not 100% sure what that fraction is without doing the math, but if you wanted to write it as a fraction, then that would be okay as well. But the easiest of those would have been to do it either as percent or a decimal.
Okay.
And so you have to determine what the distance is between 0 and -80, and then find the scale for these numbers in between. Does that make sense at all to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one's probably the toughest because it is not directly on the line. But I have +4 and I have -4. And then I have 3 lines in between. So what scale would you think we should count by to get from +4 to -4? It could be, we could count by 1s, we could count by 2s, we can count by 6s, 4s. You said 2s? Okay.
Yeah.
So if this is +4, then that means this is 2, which means this is 0, and this is -2, and this is 4. So this is -2. That means anything to the left of -2 is less than -2. So it's going to be a little bit less than -2. If you gave me 2 and 1/4, if you gave me 2 and 2/10, if you gave me 2 and 25/100, all those would be correct answers based on that. It's all based on your scale and how you place the numbers on the number line. As long as you know that if you're counting by 2s, then this number on this line here is going to be -2. And so a little bit past it will be a little bit more or a little bit less than -2. So -2 1/4, -2 1/2. Well, not quite a half. Is that answering your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other ones that you struggled with?
No.
So you got the other ones on the other pages pretty well?
I haven't got to that.
Okay. So for those of you that are on this Zoom call, and you can spread the word if you want, I don't 100% expect you to get all of them done. What I'm wanting you to do is to practice a little bit of them each day. I posted it on Google Classroom, but we will go over this when we get back in class, hopefully Monday, and then we'll do the last part of this unit on Tuesday, and we'll just be doing review because we have ACT Aspire. We'll just be doing review the rest of that week. So we're going to go over this. I want you guys to understand it. I'm not just going to give you this assignment and leave you hanging. So don't worry and don't stress, but I do want you to try to go through each slide and answer as many of those as you can so that you can at least get exposed to the different types of questions that you may see on the quiz. And I'm thinking about doing an open book quiz. It's just privileged information for you all on this Zoom call today, just to kind of give you more practice with this, but also get you a boost in your grade. So those of us that have paid attention, that watched this video, watched the one from yesterday, you have a leg up on this open book quiz that I'm planning to do. That sound good? Cool. As soon as I can figure